Hey guys, it's Scott here and welcome to the Premier League preview show. It is finally back after the international break, so hopefully you do enjoy this. If you do, leave the like and rating down below and subscribe if you haven't already if you want to see daily content, mainly being FIFA live streams, as FIFA 16 is right around the corner. But this is focused on the Premier League. We do this on a Friday where we look at all the games that are coming up this weekend and we try and predict them, and then on Monday we'll do a review show and look at all of the games, how close were we with our predictions, and we compare them to you guys in the comments section down below, because I want you to leave your score predictions for every single game as well. So we're going to start off with the early game on Saturday, which is Everton versus Chelsea. Everton coming off the back of a 0-0 draw against Spurs, and Chelsea losing at home to Crystal Palace. How did that even happen? But international break may have cleared some heads at Chelsea, which may mean that they just now storm and just keep winning games. It's eventually going to happen, right? Like, this can't continue. They can't keep pulling out these pathetic performances. So hopefully this week they do actually start doing something. But Everton have looked decent. Thought they would do better against Spurs than what they actually achieved. But you know what? I'm still going to give them a goal in this game, but I'm going to go Chelsea to win 3-1. Next, we move on to Arsenal versus Stoke. So Arsenal beating Newcastle by 1-0, I think it was, and then Stoke beat West Brom at home. So wins for both of these teams, not too bad. Once again, with all of these, international break has mixed it up a little bit. For the teams that have had a good start, they're going to be annoyed because their momentum's gone, whereas the teams that have been a little bit dodgy, it's going to be good because they've recomposed and hopefully it should help them. So Arsenal looked okay, but not incredible before the break. So maybe now they'll just be a little bit closer together when they come back here. And I'm going to put them down as the victors in this game. I'm going to say that they win 2-0 over Stoke. Next, we move on to Palace versus Man City. Palace, obviously, like I said, getting that shock result at Chelsea, whereas Man City are storming the league, haven't conceded a goal in 4 games, and have won all 4. So they're doing pretty goddamn well, beating Watford in their last game 2-0. So obviously I'm going to go with the Man City win here, and I'm going to continue the theme of them not conceding either. I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory for Manchester City this week. Next, we move on to Norwich versus Bournemouth. So Norwich sort of got destroyed a little bit by Southampton, who didn't even have the greatest start. So they were looking okay up until that game, and then it was like, what happened there? And then Bournemouth getting a draw against us, Leicester, in their game as well. Callum Wilson playing quite well, but they did pick up a couple of injuries to Tyrone Mings and also Max Gradel, who are going to be out for months and months and months. So that's not going to help them out. So in this game, I've gone with a Norwich victory of 2-1. I think that they're going to turn it around after that Southampton game. International break could have come at a good time for them after that big defeat. Maybe just try and focus a little bit more. So we're going to go with that score for that game. Next, we move on to Watford versus Swansea. Obviously, Watford losing to Man City isn't the biggest surprise. Man City are just absolutely smashing it. Whereas Swansea beat Man U 2-1, which was a good result for them. Gomes, Ayew, Sigurdsson all playing well. They're looking like a really, really good team. So the only result I can see in this game is a Swansea win. If they didn't, then I'd be very, very surprised, but you never know with football. I said that about Chelsea and Palace last week, so anything can happen, but I have gone with a Swansea 2-0 victory over Watford. Then we move on to West Bromwich Albion versus Southampton. So Southampton obviously getting that 3-0 over Norwich, and then West Brom losing to Stoke, like I said before. Not the best for West Brom. The whole Berahino saga is finally over with him not moving anywhere in the transfer window. Will he play, though? That's the new question that's on everybody's mind. But Southampton, good result last time out. Are they going to do well again this time? I think they will. Pella needs to just start getting firing properly like he did in parts of last season, and they could do really well. So I'm going to go with a Southampton victory in this one, but only 1-0. I think they may keep a clean sheet in this one. Next we move on to the big game of the weekend that a lot of people are saying. Man U versus Liverpool. This is the late game on the Saturday. Now, Man U getting that loss against Swansea. Liverpool losing 3-0 to West Ham. Not a very good result for them whatsoever. So this could be a huge game. A lot of people with very controversial predictions for this one, like all over the place. So I'm going to go bang down the middle and go a 2-2 draw, hoping for a or an exciting game. I think the last time I said that, it really wasn't, and it ended up like 1-0 when I said it'd be 3-all. So let's see how well it goes this time. Next we move on to Sunderland versus Tottenham, the first of the Super Sunday games. So Sunderland drawing against Villa. Okay result, but they're still, I think, sat at the bottom of the table, so not that great for them. And obviously, Spurs getting that draw against Everton. I'm going to go with Tottenham to win 3-1. Harry Kane getting a couple of goals for England in the international break I mean, they weren't against the best of opponents, but Sunderland don't have the best defence. So is that going to start him off for his scoring like he was in last season? Who knows? Hopefully for Spurs fans, but I am, like I said, going for a 3-1 victory for them. Next, we move on to Leicester versus Aston Villa. So, how well are we going to do? Obviously, we got that draw against Bournemouth, and Villa got the draw against Sunderland. We changed formation and everything, so it just didn't work. So, hopefully we go back to our standard 4-4-2 that we played in the first few games. Mahrez got injured after 30 seconds, so that didn't help. Whereas Villa... okay, 2-all draw against another team that's down near the bottom. Not too bad for them, but I think, like, if we go back to our formation that we used in the first 3 games, I think we'll win this one 2-1. If we don't, anything could happen. Villa could snatch a win, but I think if we go back to that winning, or just that good formation that had worked for us, then I think that we will win this game. Next we move on to the final game, the Monday Night Football game, which is West Ham versus Newcastle. So Newcastle losing to Arsenal, but West Ham getting that big 3-0 victory over Liverpool, like I said, is very, very good for them. So I'm going to go with the West Ham victory here of 2-1. So they haven't won at home. They've won away at Arsenal and Liverpool, but lost at home to Bournemouth and Leicester. So... are they going to continue that random form, or are they going to smash it at home? I think that if they're going to beat a team, then it's going to start off with Newcastle. Okay, I think I said that against Bournemouth, but that's fine. I'm going to go with 2-1 to West Ham. So leave your predictions in the comment section down below if you would be so kind, and we'll see who gets the closest to the maximum amount of points on Monday when we review. So if I didn't say it earlier, I'm not sure if I did. If you get the exact score right, you get 3 points. If you get the result right, you get 1 point. And if you get nothing right, you get 0 points. So the maximum is 30. Last week I got like 4. So let's see if we can do better this week. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this. Leave a like if you did. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.